Howdy, hey, hi, Spaceman Josh here, and welcome back to this is episode 5 of the vlog. Well, it's somewhere in there. Next episode of the vlog. So I want to try something new for y'all. Want to try to see about doing about once a month, doing what I'm going to be calling a vlog study. So I want to sort of give you all just an actual sort of thing, and just sort of look at some of the things I've learned and sort of pass on to all of you. And so today, if you sort of notice that sort of dots near me, we're going to be talking a little bit about uh, the Big Dipper. And so in one of my nerd alerts, I talked about what are asterisms. And so on here, so asterisms essentially are sort of the connect the dot pictures that make the image uh, that we would see up in the sky. And I know that uh, the actual constellation that Big Dipper is part of, Ursa Major, uh, essentially there's more stars sort of down here, and there is some more stars down this way for the actual, the Greater Bear. But with this asterism itself, this is sort of the asterism for the Big Dipper. This is sort of it's the connect the dots pictures. And I wanted to make sure I made that a little more clear before we go on. And so, what else I wanted to talk to you about is sort of stars of the actual stars that are represented by the dots you see in the sky. And so, I'll go through and I'll start name all of these. So the first one we have is Alcade. And then we have over here we have Alcor Mizar. Interesting about Alcor Mizar is that it used to be before there was a whole ton of light pollution in the sky and whatnot, and way back when people would actually use it sort of as a sort of a eye test, where if you were able to look up at Alcor Mizar and you saw 2 stars, your eyesight was good. If you only saw 1 star, your eyesight was bad. And so if we sort of zoom in on this, I would put a little dot thing out there, and so and so you can sort of get an idea of how sort of hard that is sort of to see. It's not to scale at all, but to get the idea of how that sort of ends up working. And then so I believe if my memory serves me correctly, Core is the dimmer one and Mizar is the brighter one. And then as we move along here, we have Alioth. And then moving into sort of the cup of the Big Dipper, we have Megrez. We have down here we got Thecta. The lower right one we got here is Marak. And then we have in the upper right one we have Duba. This one's always a little bit weird. A lot of the ones that sort of have a sort of naming is a little bit weird, the way you want to pronounce it. Is Dubha. But you want to sort of emphasize the dub, so Duba. And then so that's sort of how we have so these are all the different the main stars that make up the asterism of the Big Dipper. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about Alcor Mizar because it's really interesting. So one of the things with Alcor Mizar is it's actually a 6-star system. So if I put down here 6-star system, where if my memory serves me correctly, and Alcor is the dimmer one. As I just put, so the dimmer one has essentially it's a binary system. So 2 stars orbiting around this center of gravity, sort of in there. And then the brighter one is actually it's 4 stars. It's 2 binary systems going around their mutual center of gravity as well. So if you want sort of the way if you want to think about it in a certain way, sort of think about how if you had a star here and a star here, they're orbiting their mutual center of gravity, and you'd have a star here and a star here, or orbiting the mutual center of gravity, And then all together, these two systems are orbiting each other around a mutual center of gravity. And that's supposed to be the brighter version of what I believe is Mizar. I believe Mizar is supposed to be the brighter one. And then if you actually look into with the powerful enough telescope at Alcor Mizar, you will actually you'll be able to tell out 3 dots. I believe the dot should look something along the lines of maybe something like that, where these represent these are the brighter ones. This is the dimmer one. Sort of that's how it was sort of come out to. And so that's really all I have for vlog study for this month. So again, if you so we finished up our topic of the Big Dipper, and so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, if you want to see more, hear more of these vlog studies, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Put down a comment below if you like this, what sort of topics you want to hear, and then I'll make sure to take a look at that and make sure I go through and take consideration that kind of stuff for next month. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Spaceman Josh, out.